Hey Tim, welcome back to a special review on the Lincoln Williams Show. Now, I have been requested to review one of the most best sci-fi shows of all time, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to review a season of Doctor Who, and that is Doctor Who Season 8. Now, a lot of you have been requesting this because a lot of you haven't been caught up in the series and you just can't wait to get a piece of this wonderful cake of Doctor Who. And, I'm going to explain not too much information to, make you bored or anything like that, but just to get you interested in this season 8. What is it like? What is the Doctor like? All of this will be explained here on the Lincoln Williams Show. Now, let's get on with season 8 of Doctor Who. Now, season 8 takes place in London, 18th century, when the Doctor encounters a dinosaur and the police box just goes through the dinosaur. Then the dinosaur, just coughs up the police box and the police box appears on the ground. Everybody is freaking out because of this accident. And Strax, the Sontaran, goes to the Doctor's police box, and that's where it all begins. And, to tell you the truth, this season is one of the most... It's like an for the series. It's okay. It's a great season, but there were some, misturns and all that stuff. But the plot was just wonderful. Man, I have never heard a plot like this, what you're about to hear on the Lincoln Williams Show. Okay, so a lot of you have been questioning about what is the 13th Doctor like? What is the 13th Doctor like? Now, I can describe this Doctor in one word. Seriousness. This Doctor is so serious that he hates hugs from Clara Oswald. I mean, come on. I mean, I love hugs from girls. I mean, you love hugs from everybody, right? I mean, well, this Doctor hates hugging. I know, it's so shocking to hear that, but it's actually true. When Clara's boyfriend is trying to get an idea out through the Doctor's brain, he says shut up or something, like right in his face. And it sounds sort of rude, and it is kind of rude, but I love it all at the same time. And he deals with his enemies very seriously throughout the show, and it's just awesome how Peter Capaldi has adapted David Tennant's actions and the Third Doctor from the older shows, from, the old Doctor Who. It's amazing what they did with this guy. I mean, I love every single second of the 13th Doctor. He's so well acted, and he needs to remain serious without this show. I mean, it's just exciting to see the 13th Doctor, acting these scenes out with his foes. And, that's really exciting for me. Now, one of the things that you're asking for, are there any familiar enemies throughout this season? Oh yes, there are a ton of familiar enemies. Well, actually, there's 3 familiar enemies. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be shocking for Doctor Who fans. You know that one episode, The Girl in the Fireplace, where Madame de Pompadour's, while the Clockwork Men try to get Madame de Pompadour's brain into their ship? They're back. They are back. The Clockwork Men are back. They are out for revenge for all the humans. So they want to collect all their body parts and store them on their robotic bodies and their ship. So it's actually really, really, really creepy once you get through that episode. But don't be scared of that episode because it's not that scary. Doctor Who would not get that scary in this season. Don't worry. It's fantastic every step of the way of this season. Up next on our list, we have the Daleks. The Doctor and Clara must go into this, into one of the Daleks, like into his metal body, which is so fascinating and so, it's really good. So I highly recommend that you watch this season because of that, because you don't know what an inside of a Dalek looks like, and it's really interesting. They got really creative, and I love that. Basically, the Cybermen are back. Yes, I know. I love the Cybermen. They appear at the, I'm not going to tell you which episode they appear in, because that would be sort of spoiling it. And here's a little bit of a bonus for a villain in Doctor Who. The Master? Yeah, he's in a mysterious body somehow. You're going to have to figure out which body he's in. The Master is somewhere throughout time and space, and he has escaped from the Time War itself. So you have to figure out which body is the Master in. Now, this is not a big, huge spoiler. This is a guessing game throughout the entire season of Doctor Who. So that is a bit of a bonus. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's the biggest mystery of them all in Doctor Who. So make sure you check out this season because of that. It is so intense when you figure out who is the Master and, what is he planning this time around? Is it something ridiculous? We don't know. I know, but you don't know. So don't be asking me questions because of that. So anyway, Clara is still in this season. Once again, she is good with the Doctor, but she accepts the Doctor who he is, but the Doctor hates hugs from Clara Oswald. And that is one of the most disappointing things about, this series, because the Doctor is getting more serious. Oh yeah, and Matt Smith returns in an episode, so yeah, you better make sure to check that one out, and that'll be pretty shocking to hear. Yeah, so this season of Doctor Who was really good, except there was this one episode that really made me mad, and you should stay away from this episode because it will make you mad, it will make you frustrated, it will make you go like, it'll make you say, what? So, yeah, so the episode, now this is a spoiler that I'm going to have to share with you. Not a spoiler, but this is one of the most worst episodes of Doctor Who ever created in history of all of Doctor Who fans. Now, this episode is called Kill the Moon. Now, basically, the Doctor and Clara land on the moon with a bunch of other scientists, and they're trying to figure out what's causing the moon to crack. Yeah, a cracking moon. Really? And then the future aliens on this moon, oh my gosh, there are spiders on the moon. I am not kidding you. there are spiders on the moon, and it's freaking creepy, and it's just wrong. Why did they put these, aliens on the moon? Spiders? Really? I really hate spiders, and that's why I'm getting this. Oh yeah, and there's another thing. At the end of the episode, everybody gets off the moon, and basically the moon turns into a freaking butterfly. I am not kidding you. It turns into a butterfly and then flies off until another generation of the moon appears. What? That is one of the most ridiculous storylines I have ever heard from a Doctor Who episode, period. My teacher hated that episode more than ever. So you should skip that episode, kill the moon, and move on to a different episode like Mummy on the train, or Mummy on the Express. Mummy on the Express. I think that's what it's called. That one is a really great thriller of a Doctor Who episode. But Kill the Moon, I suggest you should skip that episode. So yeah, that's the only episode that I'm giving a thumbs down, and I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. I am serious, you guys. You have to skip that episode, because if you don't, then you're just gonna be disappointed. If you show this to a brand new Whovian, they're just gonna walk away from the series. Period. I'm just so frustrated within that episode. And I'm not frustrated at BBC, but man, that episode drove me nuts. For the past couple of weeks when I was watching season 8, and it just bugged the crap out of me. Anyways, that is the negative side. Okay, I think that's all about it that I have to explain to you about season 8. It's a really great season. The Doctor is serious. The aliens are the Clockwork Men, the Daleks, and the Cybermen, and the Mystery Master. So basically, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this season like I did, and I hope it pops onto Netflix, and you're just gonna basically be pretty excited about this season. But make sure to skip Kill the Moon, because that is a terrible episode once you heard it out of my mouth, basically. Yeah, Doctor Who hasn't been this weird since, season 2 or something like that. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Season 8. I hope you see it. The final verdict for Doctor Who Season 8 is for a Whovian, and all you Whovians out there are excited for this series to come on to Netflix, and you'll be watching it with your family. The final verdict for Doctor Who Season 8 is none other than an 8 out of 10, a great season to watch with your family if you are a Whovian. So basically, yeah, that's all I have to say. And oh yeah, by the way, a news report. I broke my arm. Basically, I have this cast. Here's my hand. Hello. I have this nasty scratch from sliding on the skate park. So basically, I was trying to go down these 2 ramps, but I slipped. So yeah, it wasn't a very fun day, and I had to get this, which is a pain in the rear. And yeah, so that's all we have for news reports on the Lincoln Williams Show. And yeah, I'll be back someday, YouTubers.